Hello and welcome to Chief Update number 6. Last time on Chief Update Z. Stuff. um, just kidding. I just wanted to show off this little banner that I made. Um, I found a Dragon Ball Z logo maker online, and I kind of had to do that. Um, but yeah, the actual thing, Chief Update 0.2. Um, as you can see, I've raised my production quality. Fancy banners now. I'm moving up in life. But yeah, so I'm just here to kind of show you guys some progress I've made on my little side project game that I work on once in a while. Um, so as you can see, if you have seen version or Chief Update number 5, um, this is different. I didn't have a main menu before. Now I do. So I made a main menu. Um, I found this UI framework thing called Gnosis GUI that lets you make UI using XAML, which is pretty much like HTML. So the point is, you type a few lines of XAML code, which looks like HTML, and you have a UI. So it's much easier, it's much faster, it's much more robust. You can do animations and stuff. So as you can see, if I hover over the buttons, there's like a little animation when you hover over. And I set up the resize behavior, so depending on your screen size, it'll resize correctly. So yeah, all that stuff is much easier with the Gnosis GUI UI framework rather than Unity UI. Unity UI is very low level, and you had to, I don't know, it's a pain in the ass. So yeah, so main menu. So I got the little logo, got the name of the game. The logo's obviously gonna change. That was just like a cool image that I found on Google Images. It's got the list of uh, save games. You can do a new game here. You can do exit desktop. So I'm gonna create a new game. And then also just to show off the menu flow. Buttons go to different states, and you can go back and forward and back and forward. Anyways, so when you go to make a new game, there are three choices for you to make. One of them is the name of your chief. So my chief is going to be Fubliboo, and my first follower name is going to be Fu, and my faction name is going to be the Fubles, whatever. So as you saw the UI, haha, there the setup button is disabled. But if I actually have a faction name, it's like, oh hey, you actually entered something that's valid, whatever. So now we can create a new game because you have the three required pieces of data. Much easier in XAML, much more difficult in Unity. Um, so yeah, and also when you hover over the text boxes, it highlights a little bit. Like it's really fancy. Um, so yeah, have those things. I set off, and now I'm in the game. So now that I'm in the game, you can see your follower has the first follower name, Foo, of the Fubles. So that's pretty cool. And also, you may have noticed the art style has changed drastically. Um, so I wasn't a fan of the voxel art that I had done. I don't know. I just felt it's kind of like noisy, like especially the tree. It's like it just doesn't look great. It's just like a lot of like hard edges and stuff, and I don't know. It looks weird. So I was thinking of going more this hand painted direction. So as you can see, like the ground is all hand painted, and the trees are hand painted, and whatever. And there's a height map terrain. There's mountains, and there's an ocean over there, and blah blah blah. And like this guy's hand painted, like a little fancy like chibi knight that I found. But the issue with that is that I cannot make art this good. I downloaded this stuff. So to do all the other items that I plan on doing, I would need to like clobber together a bunch of assets from online, and it's not gonna look cohesive, and it's gonna look like shit. So the art style is probably gonna change again. Um, I'm thinking for my next try, I'm probably gonna go like low poly rather than because the voxel is just like ugly in my opinion, and then this is I wish, but like no. So yeah, I'll try low poly. I don't know. I may end up going back to voxel and seeing if I can make it look nicer with like textures or I don't know something or lighting. I don't know. But yeah, so our style is different. I also added object placement, as you already saw. So on the right side, it has all the possible objects that you can place, and you can place them But right now, if I click, nothing happens because it's red and it says you must place your objects in a friendly zone. Um, so the issue is that I do not own the zone that I'm in right now. If I walk farther, it changes to must be placed near a flag. So I need to place it near a flag, but this one is not mine. So the idea is that there are going to be these flags that denote different zones, and yeah, so if I walk up to it, there's an interaction available called capture. So I captured the hammocks. I plan on making like a fancy little animation because it's gonna be like a very infrequent interaction. So I want to make it, like a big thing. But for now, it's just like boop. So yeah, the hammocks. It's now property of the Foobles, and I can forfeit it, and I can capture it, and forfeit it, and capture it. And as you can also see, I added visual states to objects. So when flags are not captured, they look like this. When they are captured, they look like that. Um, so there's like a visual indication of its state, which is pretty nice. So yeah, right now I can place this anvil, but if I forfeit the flag, I no longer own the zone. It's not friendly. I can't do it. So I got to capture it, place anvil, boom. I can place a bed, and I can place a furnace, and place a tree. Oh yeah, one thing you may have noticed is that tree does not look like that tree. So yeah, so I added these new trees using speed tree, which is like a technology that allows you to render like crap tons of trees like super cheaply. Um, really cool, but I haven't hooked it up to the interaction system, so I need to do that. So until then, we're using ugly trees for now. Um, but in the future, there will be one tree, and it'll be speed tree, and it'll be interactive, and it'll be amazing. Um, but yeah, so I can just place a bunch of stuff. If I place like a farm, you'll see the different object states. So like when I plant wheat, it actually shows the wheat, and I can reap that wheat, and it's gone, and I can plant it again and reap it, and plant it again and reap it. And you can see whenever I reap it, my wheat goes up. Plant, reap, plant, reap, plant, reap. The wheat is on the right side of the screen, on the bottom of that list, because the right side is kind of my inventory. Um, so yeah, those are the visual states and stuff. Also, I added color grading, which is fancy pants. So if I go to the ocean, it's pretty far. Let's go. It's not working. That's a bug. So let me just leave the game and come back. And look, color grading. Bam, just like I wanted to show you. Yeah, I gotta fix that bug. But when you're under the water, it changes kind of all the color grading. It maps all the colors to different colors, which is pretty cool. And I also did the same thing for nighttime. So now nighttime isn't just like pitch black and black. Like now it's kind of like this blue tint. I plan on making it brighter because although it's not as dark as it was in the last video, it's still pretty unplayable. Um, like sure you can see the follower now and stuff, but like I don't know, you still can't make shit out. So my idea is kind of go like the Harry Potter direction where it's like really bright, but then it's just like blue tint, and you're like, hey, it's night, but you can still see stuff. But uh, but yeah. Oh, let me just go back in time a little bit just to show you something. So beds, right? They don't have an interaction, and you're like, what the hell? What's the point of the bed? You can't interact with it. What the hell's the point? But if it's nighttime, I'm changing the time. Where's the sun? Oh, there it is. Okay. I was like, where the hell? Yeah. Anyways, nighttime. Boom. Sleep. If it's daytime, you can't sleep. If it's nighttime, you can sleep. So yeah, that's a thing. Um, and color grading died again. That's cool. Anyways, so if I go to sleep, um, you'll see it fades to black and it says day two. And now on the top right, it says day two. And so the idea with that is that I'm gonna have like different events happen on different days. Like on the 28th day of the game, you're gonna be invaded by whatever, or like on the 18th day there's gonna be like a tornado, or like on the 30th day it's gonna be winter. I don't know. Just like events on certain days, and also like the plants that you plant, uh, they're going to like grow like over the course of a certain day of like a certain amount of days. So like if you plant wheat today, it'll go through its different, visual states, different stages until like day 3 where it gets to like the reapable state or ripe state or whatever, and then you can actually reap it without destroying it or whatever. Um, so yeah, we're gonna, have that. Um, what else is there? Let me just look at my notes just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Um, so yeah, just to show off the saving and loading feature. Um, so as you see, I'm here. I'm holding a rock, right? I'm looking in this direction. Press escape. Come back in. Still holding a rock. If I switch to tree and I look at the follower, and there's like a follower with a tree behind him, go here, go back, boom, tree with the follower. So yeah, saving loading is working. That's also the reason why the follower is not moving right now, because to do the saving and loading stuff, I had to change some data structures that the follower AI depends on, and that's made follower AI no longer work. I'm gonna be fixing it in the next version though, because I actually plan on changing some other stuff as well. So rather than updating the AI twice, I figured I'm gonna update it once after I make all the changes that I want to make. So for now, he's sitting there looking like a chibi knight. But next time, hopefully, you'll see him moving. Um, but yeah, so saving loading, right? I made a save earlier. That's a little bit more complex, as you can see. Bam! Look at that! Look at that shit. Just so you guys can get an idea of like how it's gonna look with more stuff. The direction things are headed. So here, there's like a bunch of farms, and a bunch of beds, and the well, and the anvil, and the uh, and the wheat, and you can imagine there's gonna be like a bunch of followers. They're gonna be like moving back and forth between stuff, and they're gonna have different you know well, so there's gonna be like a research tree. So like you like unlock more complex production chains like over time, and can make cooler things or whatever, and you have to manage their needs while you do that. And there's gonna be like in this zone you don't have all the resources. You might have to get like a mountain zone to have access to like iron, for example, or something. Um, so yeah, just so you guys can get an idea. Um, I think that's like it. So thank you for watching the update of Chief 0.2. Um, yeah, thanks for watching.